I wonder what my PC people are saying right now. Boy, they had a lot to say beforehand. All I'm gonna say is, mama, we made it. I told y'all, man. The PlayStation Portal is exactly what we've all been wanting it to be. Well, kinda. Let's talk about it, all right? What up, squad? So I know, man, I'm a little late on dropping this video here, but listen, y'all, your boy, I've been working, all right? But I didn't want to drop this video here without getting all of the facts and getting all of the information, as well as getting my thoughts after using it for a couple days. And y'all already know, man, PlayStation couldn't drop an update on the portal without your boy here talking about it. Come on now. This video here, man, I'm actually going to let you guys know everything there is to know about this update here, as well as my thoughts and my feelings about after using it for a couple days, and even some of the things people are not talking about that I actually want to get y'all opinions on as well down in the comment section below. And I also want to kind of talk about some of the things that they still haven't done that I do feel like could be something that we could be seeing in the next update in the future. Now, I got another PlayStation Portal, which is the Anniversary Edition one that I was able to get my hands on that I use typically on my day-to-day, but I'm using this one right here just to kind of walk through the update and all of that. Now, the first thing here, man, let's go ahead and get this bad boy here updated. Now, when you guys first boot up yours, like you guys are seeing right here, you're going to immediately get the update screen. So let's go ahead and just kind of walk through that. Now, all we got to do is just literally press on the download button, and then we're just going to let it do its thing. Now, one way you can do it is just you can walk through it this way, but if you guys don't see this here, all you guys have to do is just go through the settings and then you can update it that way. All right, y'all, so now that we got everything here updated, man, let's go ahead and just kind of walk through the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and that is this whole new UI as well as home screen that we got. So as you guys can see right here, man, we now have a completely new layout starting at the top here, man. We got these three different icon options here that you can now select and kind of choose through. Now, the first one that we got right here is just going to be your standard typical remote. So if we go ahead and connect right up to it, we can connect right to our PS5 console that we typically would do whenever we want to remote play into our PS5 console. Here, man, you can basically get the same experience that we got before by basically just remoting right into your console and being able to access all of the features and games that you typically would like to play. Here, man, you pretty much get to play all of the same games that's directly on your PS5 console, but this one here, you obviously would need a PS5 in order for you guys to be able to access this feature right here. Now, the next thing I want to do here, man, is go ahead and I want to move over to, which I feel is probably the most important and probably favorable feature with this update here. And it is the feature that I feel like we've all been wanting, and that is this cloud streaming tab right here. All right, so let me go ahead and just kind of walk through this one here with you guys. Now, the first one that we get here, we get our cloud streaming with PlayStation Plus Premium. Now, with this one here, man, this is going to be basically all of the games that we've kind of been typically playing. That's going to be your most recent games that you play, and that's what's going to display right here at the top. Been playing that Ghost of Yotei like on heavy. I'm trying to platinum out that game, but you know, hopefully we're gonna get there. All right, now the next part here, man, I feel like is by far, I mean, it's the creme de la creme, all right? It's the icing on the cake, and that is the streaming games in your library, all right? So let's go ahead and open that up. Now, this is going to be all of the games that is currently on your PlayStation, your PS5 console that you guys have downloaded that are digital games that you can access straight from the PlayStation Portal in itself without the need of having a PS5. This is, I'm telling you, man, this is huge. This is where I feel like the PlayStation Portal is finally becoming a man on his own, all right? It finally has gotten out of the infancy stage. It's got out of the teenager stage. It is a full-on grown man, all right? Because literally, bro, I can access any of the games from my catalog that I've downloaded and I've played. Now, I can open up my Ghost of Yotei right here, and I can easily just stream this, no problem. Essentially making it to where it's now you can play PlayStation games for the same price that it would cost you in order to have a DualSense Edge Pro controller that I got right here, which is crazy. Well, that's almost true. We're gonna talk a little bit more about that a little later, all right? Then if we go back out, right, we got the streaming games on your PlayStation Plus. Again, a new layout here, but the functionality of this is pretty much the same. You basically get the same catalog. If you guys are on that PlayStation Plus premium subscription, you can be able to access that 300 to 400 game catalog that you guys were able to access before, that they typically would change out a lot of these games, whether it's newer games or whether it's older games, that you guys can be able to stream directly from the PlayStation Plus cloud catalog, all right? Now, before we actually get into that third tab real quick, I did want to go ahead and point out that on the streaming games in your own personal library section that you guys can see right here, there are over 2,000 2,880 games that are available for you guys to be able to play, from the digital game catalog right here on your PlayStation Portal. The fact that we have a huge amount of games that's available at launch with this feature, y'all, is just so damn fire and such a solid move from PlayStation in my opinion. Now, let's go ahead and move on over to this third tab, which is going to be the search icon, which is a new feature because now I can go in and I can search for any game that I want. So let's say, for example, I wanted to search for Spider-Man, right? I can go in and I can just type in Spider-Man or whatever. Let's just type in Spider and see if it actually comes up. So if I type in Spider-Man, right, I can get and see what games that they have that are actually available in order for me to be able to stream them on the PlayStation Store, or what games that they have here that I can actually stream on the PlayStation Plus catalog as well. So you get that option as well. So that way you don't have to fumble through 2,880 games to be able to find the one game that you guys are looking for, which again, love the fact that they added this search feature, man, because no way I'm scrolling through 2,880 games, all right? Now, another change I did want to point out when it comes to the portal here, which is a feature that, bro, I'm so freaking glad that they made this change here, man, and that is to the slide out menu when it comes to the PlayStation button here. Now, before on the portal, the only way that you guys could access a slide out menu is that you physically had to swipe from the right side of the screen, which again, you still have that option to be able to do that, which obviously you guys can see right here. But now you can just press the PS button here, and now you have that same option to be able to slide this menu out here, which to me is so dope. Because one thing about me, when it comes to touchscreens, one thing that I do not like to do is I don't like really touching the touchscreen because you start getting smudges and fingerprints, and then you got to get a microfiber cloth, or you got to get some type of cloth to be able to wipe it down. Now, for me, I personally use Zeiss wipes because I feel like it just cleans the screen a whole lot better, in my opinion. And if you guys are interested in that, I'll leave a link for you guys to pick some of those up for you guys down below. But essentially, let's go ahead and just kind of walk through this. Now, you have the option to be able to, you can see that you guys are paired to your console. So if I was to tap on that, I can obviously switch to whatever console that I actually want to pair to. I can also go back to whereas I can change my brightness settings. I can also connect to whatever headphone device, or if I have my Pulse Elites or my Pulse Explorers, I can be able to connect to those, as well as I have options to be able to access my settings, right? Now, speaking of while we actually here in settings, another feature I wanted to point out that they did change is in the accessibility section, because now you do have the option to be able to update the text size. So I can change it to either be large, or I can change it to be very large for those people that, you can't see. But I typically like to keep mine on standard, but you also have the ability now to be able to add a screen reader, which to me, I think is dope for those people out there that need that accessibility as a feature. You can now do that with the PlayStation Portal. Now, to me, y'all, I think the biggest change that I feel like we all can agree on is the fact that now the PlayStation Portal is finally a standalone device that can stand on its own 2 feet, or is on 2 joysticks, all right? But for real, y'all, man, for those that's been following your boy here for a while, I told y'all this handheld here would get to this point. PlayStation, y'all, just needed to see what the demand was actually gonna be before they really decided to pump a whole lot of money and invest into fully developing this console out. I mean, I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like at this point, it is no longer considered an accessory like a joystick or anything like that. I feel like this PlayStation Portal now is a full-on gaming handheld console that runs, honestly, sometimes more efficient than some of my other PC gaming handhelds that I own. And listen, it don't cost me $1,000. People, we talking $200. Crazy. But I kind of want to break that down a little bit further, because that's not 100% entirely true. So yes, it only costs $200 for you guys to get a PlayStation Portal. But in order for you guys to access these features, you do have to have a PlayStation Plus premium subscription, which it will cost either $17.99 a month, or you can do $49.99 for 3 months subscription, or $159.99 for a 12-month subscription. Now, once we throw all of that in there, let's say we got the 1-year subscription or whatever to be able to access all of these features, you now basically are spending anywhere around $360 in order for you guys to be able to enjoy these features right here from the jump, if you guys don't own a PlayStation Portal already. But if you're someone that don't have a PS5, or you don't want to spend $500 to $750 on a PS5 or a PS5 Pro console, you can save that money, and that could get you at least 3 years of enjoying all of these features right here before ever having to spend the cost like I personally did on a console as well as on a PlayStation Portal, and on top of that, the subscription. I see this, y'all, to me as being a cost saver for those out there, man, that just want to be a portable PlayStation gamer. Now, I do feel like if PlayStation was to remove the whole premium tier in order to be able to just play your digital PlayStation games, I feel like this right here would 100% be the best gaming handheld on the market today. You can quote me on that, all right? But right now, we gotta suffer, we gotta pay that PlayStation tax. It just is what it is, all right? But with that, man, with PlayStation giving us the portal that we've all been asking for, I'll take this update gladly, y'all, with a huge smile on my face. I'm sure, y'all, we're gonna get to that point where we don't need a subscription in order to be able to have access to the feature of just playing and just wanting to play the games of our digital catalog, as well as having just a premium tier if you want to be able to play within this streaming game catalog here on your PlayStation Portal. I personally feel like this is how it should be. Now, the questions that some of you guys out there may have or that you guys want to know is probably like, yo, CKid, bro, you've been using it now for a couple days. How has running games from your own catalog? Because to me, the streaming games on your PlayStation Plus catalog, that really hasn't changed at all. But how has it been streaming games that you already own? Does it run smooth, whether it's on your network, or does it run smooth even when it's off your network? So with my testing, the games are actually running from my digital catalog smoother than they are from the streaming catalog, the PlayStation Plus side of things, which I'm glad this is, because most of the games that I personally play are games that I purchase or games that I buy. So I'm glad that that side is actually running smoother even when it's on my network or even off my network. And when I say off my network, y'all, I'm not saying that not being connected to the internet, because you still have to be connected. I'm saying basically I'm on a public Wi-Fi versus being on my local Wi-Fi, if that makes sense. Another thing I kind of want to mention too, which is why I have these two devices here up on the desk here in this video, is that now the PlayStation Portal does allow for 3D audio support, which was another sleeper feature that got added. So if you guys have either the PlayStation Pulse Elites or the PlayStation Pulse Explorers here, you can now access that amazing audio quality just like you can from the physical PS5 console, which again, to me is a huge bonus. But the one thing, y'all, when it comes to just the audio side of things that I still don't like, that I feel like I wish they would have gave this, and again, I'm not sure if the hardware is actually in here to be able to do it, or if this is something that's just, we just are not going to be able to do. And that is the ability for just Bluetooth. I want to be able to connect any gaming headphones that I use. I personally use the Razer headphones. Those are some of my favorite ones that I typically like to use. Or sometimes I'll go ahead and go wired with my IEMs that I also use to be able to game with. But I just feel like I wish that they would have given us the option to be able to have a, any other Bluetooth pair of headphones versus only having these two options. So PlayStation, give us that, all right? Now, the next thing I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about, man, is just some of the features that I do feel like PlayStation needs to handle before I can fully say that this bad boy here is 100% ready. And when I say 100% ready, meaning that it is 100% the best option out here for handheld gaming. Right now, I give it like a 90%, all right? First issue I have with this update, man, is that they don't give you the option to purchase the games directly from the console. So let's say, for example, right, you want to go ahead and you saw that Ghost of Yote and you haven't played it yet. And you like, you know what? I heard good things about it. I want to go ahead and buy it, right? You can actually access it right here from here, but you don't have the option to be able to buy it directly from here. Basically, what's going to happen is you'll get a QR code that's going to pop up. You scan that with your phone, and there it's going to take you to the PlayStation app, and then you can buy it, download it, and then it's going to add it to your digital library for you guys to be able to play on your PlayStation Portal. The reason why I don't like this is because I feel like it's an unnecessary step where you already have my card on file and I'm also already on the internet. So why not just be able to just press pay and you guys can just process my payment with the card I have on file? I just feel like it's an extra step that's unnecessary, especially when the feature I know is there, because let's say you guys are in a game. Let's say you guys are playing Fortnite, right? You can still purchase in-game stuff right from the PlayStation Portal, and there's no need for a QR code. It just literally uses the card that's on file and it buys it right there and it keeps you into the game. The capability is there. It's just not a feature that they turned on yet. So hopefully this is something we're gonna get in the next update. But that's about it, man. When it comes to this update, this Portal update here, man, I feel like it's the wave, all right? This is exactly, well, almost exactly-ish with a few tweaks here and there. If we can get some change or whatever, this is exactly what we wanted, right? We talked about it from the jump. This is the stuff that we needed on here, and PlayStation delivered. So kudos to all of the people over there, man, and the PlayStation team, and them sticking with this $200 investment that we did pay for a few years back, man. And to me, it's just such a W move on their part. So yeah, man, PlayStation, are they gonna make more money with this, with the premium subscriptions? Yes, they will. But at least I do feel like we can now play our games without the need of a PS5 console at all. So we now have options. So I'm just curious, man, for all my PlayStation people out there, how are you guys feeling about this update? You liking it? You not liking it? What are some things you wish you had? All of that. Let me know down in the comment section below. But another thing I gotta say is, I wonder what my PC people are saying right now, because boy, they had a lot to say beforehand. And, all I'm gonna say is, mama, we made it. All right, I'll see y'all in the next one. Squad, we out.